And just like that, the Knicks wake up this morning, one win from a trip to the conference finals, and really a realistic chance at winning an NBA title. The Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 121-113 in Game 4. They get that home playoff win. They give the home crowd an electric crowd at Madison Square Garden yesterday, exactly what they wanted after a disappointing Game 3, and it's all coming up next. Now, obviously, no news yet on the Jayson Tatum front. We have not heard, but clearly it's listen, you're looking at a ruptured Achilles, right? I think that there's no doubt in that at all. I think we've all seen it. We're not doctors. I'm not a doctor. You're probably not a doctor. You might be. I mean, I don't know who listens to the show, but you're probably not a doctor. But you know what it was. You knew what it was the second you saw it, because we've seen enough of these things watching as sports fans that we know what it looks like. And the amount of pain he was in, and the way that he was non-contact and he went down and he had to be wheeled off. Listen, you don't want to see that from anybody. It looks like it's just so painful. I can't even imagine. I mean, you got this guy, he is screaming, writhing in pain, being wheeled through the tunnel with the cameras on him. It's not good. And forget about this series and everything, and we're going to get to that obviously in a second. But this is a shift in the Celtics franchise, if it is what we all think it is. And again, no word yet on what it is. I think they probably know by now. I think they probably knew last night at some point. They're probably just holding it close to the vest. Don't want to get it out there yet. But, I mean, you're looking at like 2 years on the rehab. And before he's back to, 100%, you're looking at like 2 years. And that's just, it's terrible. Terrible for the Celtics. Terrible for Tatum. I mean, he was having a Hall of Fame game last night. He's had a Hall of Fame series and career up to this point. He scored 42 points. He left the game with 5 minutes left. He was the leading scorer. So, just, bad news right there. Like I said, no news yet as of right now when I'm taping this at, 2:30 in the afternoon. No news yet. But I would imagine by the time this goes out, they're gonna have it out there that it's a ruptured Achilles, and then that'll be it. Now, as far as the series go and the games go and the Knicks go, again, brilliance from Jalen Brunson. You keep saying, how could he do it? How could he do it? He doesn't look pretty doing it. He has a lot of fadeaway, turnaround, falling away from the hoop baskets, but he scores every single time in the fourth quarter in the clutch moments. The Knicks, again, they didn't get the start they wanted. Right? I said they got to come out. They got to get a good start. They got to have a lead in the first quarter. They got to keep it close at half. The Celtics put up 39 points in that first quarter, and they weren't missing anything. They came out just bombing threes. Tatum and Brown. Just everything was going in. I mean, they were taking long threes, and it was nothing but net. Every time they put it up, it was they shoot those high, majestic shots too. The Celtics do, and they were all falling. And you just thought, oh, here we go. It was 11 points at the end of the first quarter. The Knicks, and then in the second quarter, the Knicks were able to play them even in the second quarter. So it ended up being still just a 9-point game at half, and I think that was huge. The Celtics kind of cooled off a little bit in the second quarter, and it went according to plan. Third quarter, Knicks, a brilliant third quarter. They scored 37 points. They outscored them by 4 points. So now you're down 5 heading into the fourth quarter. That's totally manageable. You don't want to be down 17, 19, 20 points in the third quarter, and that's what they had been doing. Now, the fourth quarter came around, and in the first 2 or 3 minutes, Celtics ballooned it up. It was 14 points at one point. And then the Knicks just an onslaught from the Knicks and Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges. And they just ran right through the Celtics. They scored almost every possession down the stretch in that fourth quarter. The Celtics went cold from the field. The Celtics in that fourth quarter, they couldn't hit threes, and in the late third quarter too. They were 48% free throw from the field. The Celtics were, and that's mostly because of the first half. In the first quarter, they were 18 of 48, 37.5% from 3. Not terrible, not great, but not terrible. The Knicks were 12 of 34, 35%, so they almost matched them there. The Knicks out-rebounded the Celtics. The Knicks just wanted it more last night. The Celtics were hitting their shots, and they thought that they could just outshoot the Knicks, and they would just rain threes and build the lead, and then just run away from the Knicks. But the Knicks are a second half, fourth quarter, clutch basketball team, and they've been like that a lot of the season, too. If you watch the Knicks throughout the season, they were a fourth quarter team during the season. And Captain Clutch is as perfect a name for Jalen Brunson as you can have. Because he just comes through in the fourth quarter when you need buckets, when you need a play made, he makes the play every single time. And like I said, it's not pretty. You know, it's not Kobe or Michael where it just looks, it just looks good. He's dribbling it, he's trying, he's backing up, he's going forward, he's juking left and right, the defender's staying with him, and then he does some kind of turnaround, fade away, puts it over the defender's hand, and it somehow rims in and rims around, and he gets the shooter's roll. Turnovers were even at 12 apiece, but the Celtics had some big turnovers in that fourth quarter. They threw the ball away. There was a big steal by, I believe it was Bridges. It might have been Hart, but I believe it was Bridges with just great hands, reaching in, getting the steal, and taking it the other way for points. The rebounds, again, the Knicks out-rebounded them on the offensive board 13-7. Rebounds are an effort thing. You got to want it more to get a rebound. It's not all just skill, and it's an effort thing. And the Knicks last night wanted it more, I think, than the Celtics. And now they go into Boston up 3-1. Now slow down on the, and I got to remind myself of this too sometimes, slow down on the championship and the series is over and the Knicks are we're going to go into the Eastern, we're already looking at Eastern Conference final ticket prices. I've heard on a lot of shows today. Slow down. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes back to the Garden for a Game 6. It would not shock me at all, with or without Tatum. They're clearly not going to have Tatum. But the Celtics they're a gritty team. They still have a lot of talent. They're a lot deeper than the Knicks. You can't withstand the loss of a Jayson Tatum over the long run, obviously. But I could see them pulling together, winning a Game 5, and bringing this back to the Garden. I don't see them winning Game 6. I do think the Knicks will win the series now. 3-1. I think last night was just imperative, though, to get. I think they had to get last night. I think if the Knicks lose last night, even if the Tatum injury still happens, I could see the Celtics winning the series. But the Knicks were able, and last night, it wasn't even that close, right? The last 3 minutes, the game was over. The Celtics still, continue to hit threes and make it respectable. The Knicks won by 8 points, but and I didn't see the Knicks scoring 121 points either. Celtics defense was not very good last night. The Knicks did hit some tough shots, and Brunson right there at the top of the list. Brunson with 39 points. I mean, he is just writing a script in this playoff that is an all-time legendary playoff run. Now, can the Knicks finish it off with a championship? Listen, I don't know. There's a long, long way to go. You're not even halfway there yet. Okay? They lost to the Pacers last year. So let's slow it down a bit on that. Get through this series first. Then worry about who you're gonna play. And the good thing, listen, they're gonna have home court advantage if it is the Pacers. And then even like if you got through that, then you're looking at like an OKC. So listen, long, long way to go before you start even thinking about it. You're not even halfway there yet. Let's get through this series, close it out. I think, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if the Celtics come out and they win Game 5 on their home court, win it for Tatum. One of those deals. They pull together. But in the long run, obviously, the Tatum loss is devastating for the Celtics, and it's going to prevent them. It's a franchise-altering type of injury. If it is, like, again, no word yet, but if it is a ruptured Achilles or a torn Achilles, which, I mean, we've seen enough of them. It's a torn Achilles. That's a franchise-altering injury. They would now you're looking at 2 years, and it's a shame. Tatum's one of the great players in this league. But right now, it's all about the Knicks, and they got that win last night. That was an electric building, an old school type of MSG playoff, June, May, late May, June type of feel from back when I was growing up. The Rangers got us a couple of those games where it was like that feel, that playoff feel, like you feel like it when you were growing up a couple of years ago. In the last couple of years, they obviously did nothing this year, but now it's the Knicks that are bringing it. And it reminds you with just watching the game on TV that there's no place like Madison Square Garden. It is special. It is the world's most famous arena. And then the fans, spill out onto 7th Avenue, shut the thing down. Let's go Knicks chants all over the city. Right now, it's a Knicks city. They own this city. The Mets and Yankees are taking second fiddle as they got themselves a big series here coming up too. You're just a couple days away from Mets Yankees at Yankee Stadium, the return of Soto. The Mets have the best record in baseball. The Yankees are playing well. But the Knicks have taken over the city, and that's what happens when they're good. It's a basketball city. It's also a baseball city, but it is a basketball city when the Knicks are playing well. And it's been so long. The fan base is so starved for this. I mean, they haven't won a title since 70. So, it's been a long time since the title. They haven't gone to the conference finals in 25 years. And just last week, we were talking about, is Thibodeau going to keep his job if they lose to Detroit? Now you're looking at, do they have a path to win a title? Unbelievable. But like I said, slow it down. Slow it. See, like even I see, here I go. I get myself ahead of the thing by talking about NBA titles and stuff. You are not even, they're not even halfway there. It's a long road to win a title in the NBA and the NHL. It's a long road. It's a tough road. Things happen. Injuries happen. Upsets happen. Long, long way to go. Worry about Game 5. Worry about closing out this Celtics team that, with or without Tatum, is still a very talented team, and they are the champions, and they are going to be a tough out. It's not easy to knock out the champions. Whoever they are, whenever you try to knock them out, they got to knock down the champions. Until the Knicks win this one more game, the Celtics are the defending other champions, and they have that mentality. And like I said, I think the Celtics win Game 5. I think we come back here to the Garden for Game 6, and it's just and I think the Knicks will overwhelm them and win the game, win the series in 6. And then you see who you play. You sit around and you wait. Maybe you get Game 1 at the Garden with the home court against Indiana, a rematch from last year. And these playoffs have just been great because the NBA playoffs are usually not like this. Usually when you start the season, you could name between 3 and 5 teams that can win an NBA championship. Realistically. You would not have named the Knicks in those 3 to 5 teams. You would not have named the Pacers in those 3 to 5 teams. You might not even have named the Cavs when the season started in those 3 to 5 teams. And here we are. And you're looking at teams like that, and you're looking at possibly a Knicks Pacers Eastern Conference Final. As far as the ticket prices go, I saw that it looks like it's going to be over $1,000 for the Eastern Conference Finals if they make it. You could go on StubHub and you could look further ahead. You could buy NBA Finals tickets now if you want, because the season ticket holders get the whole playoffs at once. But you're looking at like $1,200. Is it worth it? Some people say it would be. I don't know if I'd pay $1,200 to go to an Eastern Conference Final. Maybe I'd pay $1,200 for an NBA Final. I paid $700 for a Rangers Game 7 I went to. I paid $500 for a World Series I went to with the Mets. $1,200's a lot. And I think you're looking at if we get there, NBA Finals, $3,000. That I wouldn't. That's out of my price range. 3,000 is too much. But 1,200, that's right on the number. I don't know if I would pay 1,200 to go to an Eastern Conference final. Because look at game 3. Right? Those guys, a lot of those people paid $800, $900, and they lost by the 25 points blowout. Like, you're kicking yourself after that. But either way, if you went to last night's game, I'm sure it was worth every penny. Every penny. It was an old school feel. It was a night at the Garden where an event happened that you will remember if you were there for a long time. And if we get a game 6 back here, it'll be even bigger. I mean, you're looking at game 6 being the biggest game that the Knicks have played in 30 years in that building. Any basketball game in that building in 30 years. And you saw Rick Pitino was there last night. Pitino's loving every bit of this because this is helping his recruiting. You could take it to the bank. It's helping his recruiting. When he goes to steal someone from another team, poached him right off in the transfer portal. He just he could bring him to one of these games, sit him right next to you courtside at the Knicks, Celtics, game 5 or game 6. Yeah, that kid's going to sign by halftime. So he's loving every bit of it. So the Knicks win game 4, 121-113. Again, a brilliant performance from Brunson, a brilliant performance from Mikal Bridges, who was just excellent. Where was this during the regular season? Right now, we don't care. But where was this during the regular season? The Knicks are 1 game away. They have a 3-1, a stranglehold on this series, going back to Boston. Jayson Tatum, no word yet. Looks like a ruptured Achilles. Terrible news for the Celtics. You don't want to see that happen to anybody. The amount of pain he was in, you don't want to see that. No word yet. Nothing's official, but we all know what's coming down the pike. And the Celtics, the defending champs, backs up against the wall. Knicks got him on the ropes. Can they finish him off Wednesday night, or do we have to come back for game 6 on Saturday here at Madison Square Garden? So final score again, 121-113. Knicks, 1 win from the Eastern Conference title, from the Eastern Conference Finals, 1 win away. It's going to be fun Wednesday night, and if it gets back here Saturday, you better believe it's going to be a party at the Garden on Saturday, and hopefully they can get it done. So that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. You can find us on Podbean. We do some live stuff there. You can find us on all social media, and of course, at lockedupsports.net, lockedupsports.net, our official website. Check it out. Leave us a review. Tell your friends. Subscribe. And we'll talk to you later, everybody. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.